So glad you like my videos. So I'm going to talk a little bit about my niche as a freelance Web3 copywriter and what that means. Before I dive in, I posted this article on my blog, amysuda.com, kind of talking about what is Web3, why is it relevant to creators and the creator economy. And so if you make anything, if you are a part-time or full-time or hobbyist as an artist, writer, graphic designer, Web3 is going to change everything just like social media changed everything for Web2. So I'm really passionate about it, and I think that everybody, every creator, every person needs to be thinking about how Web3 is going to change the future of everything. So I've been helping startups for years with their copywriting. I've helped them create web copy. I've helped them ideate their marketing strategy. I've been in the e-commerce, startup, digital copywriting zone for years. But one thing that I jumped on board with last year was the whole Web3 push with NFTs and all of these people who are trying to figure out what is the utility of Web3 and how can we get people really excited about things and not just bored apes in social clubs that seem to serve no purpose. And no hate to those NFT collections that just seem like gifts that you can buy. Those really did kick off the revolution of what Web3 can be and kind of get people invested in wanting to learn about this space, even though it was kind of like parading as some sort of like get rich quick scheme. And Web3 does have a bit of a bad rap, but I'm not going to talk about that in this video because I think that a lot of the scams and cons are simply because this industry is really new and everybody is rushing toward it, and not just people who really want to build things, but people who are also trying to exploit it. So just like any new industry, you have to be careful. So what I do as a freelance writer in Web3 specifically is I help anybody with a Web3 project ideate all of the different documents and things that they need to get their project out in the world, build hype, and clearly explain what they're doing and how people can get involved. Because if you're starting a Web3 project, you might be thinking about, okay, how do I set up my NFTs or my tokens, or how do I figure out my tokenomics? But you might not be thinking about, how am I going to reach my intended audience for my project? How am I going to communicate to them? What is my brand voice and tone? What do I want people to feel when I'm communicating with them? And what documents am I going to show potential new team members or investors to get them on board? The best copywriting is persuasive and thoughtful and also creative. Even the most technical white papers still need to be reader friendly. And that does take creativity, even if it's something that feels like very technical. Web3 is also really kind of jumping on board with the play to earn video game community that is trying to turn video games into a job in the metaverse. And this sounds a little silly, but it's actually the future. And I worked with several companies who are in this space, the play to earn space, and it's actually really mind blowing. So if you're thinking about getting a job in Web3, go for it. There's a lot of really cool freelance opportunities in this space.